ahead now. Yeah. Did you want me to open that for you? Yeah. So, it's Sunday morning, and I'm in my laundry room. I'd rather be outside, but it's a little chilly. So, I thought that I would do something I don't think I've ever really done before. I'm going to create my own tag. So I've got, see, I thought of this a few days ago. I thought, oh yeah, I've got this really great tag question. And I left it till the next day. And then I promptly forgot that question. And try as I might, I cannot remember what that first question was. It was really good. It was, interesting, and I wanted to know what you guys thought. But I just can't think of it anymore. So, I have come up with some more tags. Some more questions. And I hope they're equally interesting. Right, Floyd? If you stick around, they'll be interesting. Alrighty. So, first question. What's the most unusual smell that you like? Most people like the same smells. But some people, like me, like unusual smells. Now, I've heard lots of people say that they do like the smell of gasoline. And I remember as a kid really liking the smell of gasoline at the time. Gasoline smells different now, but I really like the smell of gasoline at the time. That's not my smell. My unusual smell that I like is the smell of skunk. People go, whoa. Well, I'm sorry, but I like the smell of skunk. Not in your face skunk, but at a little bit of a distance. So, do you have an unusual smell that most people don't like? If so, what is it? Do you sleep with your sheets tightly closed around you, or do you sleep with them off, like no sheets, or do you sleep with them loosely lying on you or something like that? Because I have to have my sheets, well, for one thing, the sheets are the only thing that touch my skin. So I don't want blankets or comforters or anything else touching my skin. So the sheets have to be on my body and around, so that anything else that's touching has to be sheet. I don't want to touch anything else. In the winter, they have to be, tight against me so I don't get cold. But mainly it has to be sheet touching me, not anything else. I don't like blankets. I don't like wool. I don't like, anything rough. I just like a cotton sheet. Do you have any particular likes or dislikes about how you sleep and what covers you or doesn't cover you? That, is different, or what do you like? My arms are always covered. Are your arms covered? So when my arms are out, they have to be touching sheets, not blanket. So the sheet has to go out and over, you know. Yeah, whatever. So how do you sleep? What is your first memory? That's just idle curiosity. What's your first memory? My first memory that I can remember, because it was memorable, it sticks out, right? So that's why I remember it, is of putting socks on when it's the first time I was trying to dress myself. So I was a little kid, and I remember putting my socks on and going, okay, I've got one sock on. Where's the other pair? Where's the matching pair? And I couldn't find the other sock. Finally found out that I had put 2 socks on one foot. That's why I couldn't find the other sock, because it was on the top of the other sock. So, you know, that sort of sticks out in my mind. Pretty ditzy even then. So, what's your first memory? I remember some other things, chasing my cousins around, playing with them, climbing up on things, but the sock thing was my first memory that I know. My friend from when I was a teenager, when we were living here in Ontario, my first good friend, who has, when I moved out to BC, we lost contact at that point. So when I moved out to BC, after I got my degree and then moved out for my certificate to BC, I stopped corresponding with her after a while. And then I got married, and then, you know, one thing led to another and life happened. So I didn't meet her again many years later until my kids were taking German in Kitchener. And I found out she was teaching German there. And I sort of went, is that woman who I think it is? And she changed, and so did I. Anyway, about 20 years later, right? So when we finally got together at her house, she asked me a question. She said, "What's your most embarrassing moment?" I had no embarrassing moments that I could think of. I'm not into embarrassment. I like to forget embarrassing things. But I haven't had anything embarrassing happen to me. But I do remember a moment that was embarrassing in retrospect. Had anyone noticed? And I have no idea if anyone noticed. So it wasn't embarrassing because I didn't feel embarrassed, but I thought, whoa, if anyone noticed, how embarrassing. So I remember going to a company Christmas party and getting dressed at home, going to the party, coming home again, getting undressed, and noticing that I had worn different shoes to the party. So these were 2 different pumps that I was wearing, and I never even noticed that I was wearing different shoes. So I don't even notice. I don't even know if anyone, I think, who notices other people's shoes? I mean, some women do. These shoes were both pumps. They were both, you know, fairly low, not extremely high, you know, nothing like that. So I'm sure nobody noticed. But how embarrassing to wear different shoes out to an event. So what was your most embarrassing moment? Had I known that at the time, I would have told her that. She later died, which is another story. Okay, so when I thought of that moment, she was already dead. Is there an accent? Is there an accent that you can't stand? My husband doesn't like British accent, English accent. Actually, he doesn't like Irish or Scottish accents. Me, I love, well, English not so much, no big deal, but I love Irish and Scottish accents. I have nothing against British English accents, nothing like that. The accent I really don't like is Indians speaking English. For some reason, I used to work for an Indian couple, and it's just an accent that I don't like. Yeah, I'm an ESL teacher, right? It doesn't affect me, but that's not what I like. And last question. Do you hold grudges? If somebody does something to you, do you never forgive them? Or do you forgive them right away? It takes a lot to really piss me off, as you may know. But if you really piss me off, then I really hold the grudge. Has happened maybe once or twice in my life. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. But yes, I don't offend at all easily. However, you piss me off, you offend me, I don't know if I will ever forgive you. So, do you offend easily? Do you hold grudges? Or do you just forget about it? Everything slides off your back. So there are my questions. I should get to work now. This has gone on long enough. Ta for now.